LeRoy Butler, one of the coolest customers you'll ever find, was nervous. It was 1996. Butler's Green Bay Packers were on their way to a historic season. But in Week 14 that year, Butler and some of his pals weren't sure they'd make it to Lambeau Field in time to face their greatest rival, the Chicago Bears. For a noon game, we could get there by 10 a.m., Butler said. If you were a healthy guy like me, you'd start driving over to the stadium about 9:30. You needed about 15-20 minutes to get there. And I remember one game against the Bears, there was an accident. Me and Eugene Robinson and Sean Jones were sitting there in traffic and I called Gilbert Brown and told him we were stuck in traffic. And he said, "Man, you're going to miss a rivalry game." And I said, "No. We'll leave the car and walk if we have to." Things turned out just fine that day. Butler and his friends arrived in the nick of time. Brett Favre threw a touchdown pass and ran for another, and the Packers downed their arch-rival, 28-17. 7 weeks later, Green Bay won Super Bowl XXXI. You can be sure none of the 2023 Packers will be tardy on Sunday, when the latest chapter of this unmatched rivalry will be written. The first game between these legendary franchises was played back in 1921. Amazingly, the stakes for this contest match almost any in the last 103 years. For the Packers, 8-8, it's win and they're in the postseason. For Chicago, 7-9. Quarterback Justin Fields and head coach Matt Eberflus are trying to prove they deserve another year in the Windy City, while the Bears would love nothing more than end the Packers' season. Green Bay right guard Jon Runyan, a Michigan alum who played against Ohio State 4 times, knows more than most about rivalry games. And Runyan fully understands the intensity level Sunday will be off the charts. It's a tremendous rivalry, and there's probably more on the line than most times when we play these guys, Runyan said. We know we're going to get their best. Hopefully we're able to play our best and we'll see what happens. What's happened the past 3 decades defies logic. But the Packers hope it continues Sunday. Heading into the 1992 season, Mike Ditka's Bears had won 12 of 14 games against Green Bay and Chicago had surged to an 8-0, 5-7-6 lead in the series. Then Green Bay hired general manager Ron Wolf and head coach Mike Holmgren, traded for Favre, and the entire landscape of this rivalry immediately changed. During Favre's 16 seasons in Green Bay, he won a sensational 22-10 against the Bears, a .688 winning percentage. Aaron Rodgers took the reins from Favre in 2008 and went a remarkable 25-5 during his 15 years as a starter. 833, highlighted by a win in Chicago in the 2010 NFC Championship Game. Backup quarterback Brett Hundley went 1-0 against Chicago, winning his start in 2017 when Rodgers was injured. And Jordan Love, the new face of the Packers franchise, won his first start against Chicago back in Week 1, 38-20.